Hey, welcome. My name is Aaron, and today we will be going through 2025 films. And at the end of the video, we'll be ranking them. This is a bit different. I feel like it's probably a bit easier video to make. It's not a stream, but we're gonna treat it like one because you're gonna see plenty of cuts. Just passing on through. I do want to eventually do every movie I've seen in 2025. There's a lot more movies I've seen than just movies I've seen that were actually 2025 films. But we're going to start from the earliest viewed to the latest, which I know I've seen more movies than just in April. But starting out, we have Sinners. This movie was fine. I liked it. It had a nice style, and it was cool and all. You know, I love Michael B. Jordan, but it was just fine. It was a little bit better than fine. It wasn't just fine, because if it was fine, I would have gave it 3 stars. He did a great job. Everybody did a good job in this movie. Everybody did a good job. I really like the vibe of the movie. I liked the performances, and I like the whole the start of it, basically. Like when it started and the party was going and all that, I loved it. Was not a big fan of the whole vampire part of it, but I know that's obviously, a big part of the movie. One of my friends did say that it would have been better without the vampires, and I don't know what the movie would have been about without it, but I did like the movie a bit more before the whole vampire thing. And one other thing that turned me off about this movie is how everybody was talking. And, I get it. So they're down south, blah, blah, blah. Anybody can talk like that. I've met people who talk like that, but it's just, I don't know. It was just so weird seeing Haley Steinfeld talk the way she does in this movie. But it was just fine. It was decent little movie. I love the ending and everything, and the end credit scene, all of that. It was all really nice. I'm still very new to reviewing all these movies and stuff like that, so forgive me if I don't go the most in-depth with everything, because I'm just not that in-depth of, like, when I say stuff. Like, I have to have, like, really strong feelings for a movie. And I can give a movie 5 stars and still not be like, oh, this, and say like a million different things. Mickey 17, I unfortunately did not get to see this in theaters because I'm trying to plan it with my friends. It just didn't work out that way. But Mickey 17 was amazing. I loved it. Robert Pattinson was amazing. I was so sad I didn't get to see this in theaters. I want to watch it again. I want to get this on Blu-ray. I forgot. These are like star ratings on Letterboxd, but if I was to give number ratings, Mickey 17, 10 out of 10. Sinners would be like a 7.5. 7.5, 7.6, something like that. Hurry Up Tomorrow. It was certainly something. It was just such a nothing burger movie. I don't even know why or how he got Jenna Ortega and Barry Keoghan in this. This picture is just killing me, because if you've seen the movie, it's the scene, you've probably seen the clips of it somewhere, where he's like screaming on the bed while Jenna Ortega's just like dancing, and it low-key is one of the funniest things ever. Terrible movie though. Nothing really here for me. Thankfully, we got that clip of him screaming on the bed, and we also got the clip of him yelling at Jenna Ortega when she still wants to hang out with him after he's already, had sex with her. He's like, "Oh, I gotta go. I got like shows to do. Like, I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be nice." That's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. And I urged people to not judge him too harshly, because he was not acting when he said that. That's literally how he probably talks to all the women when he's done with them. Moving along, Materialists. I love Materialists, and when I first saw it, I gave it 4.5 stars. But I went to go. Actually, I don't think I went to go see it again. I bought it on Blu-ray though because I really liked it, and I mostly went to go see it because obviously it has Chris Evans. It's got Pedro Pascal. It's got Dakota. Well, I can't remember her last name. It has Dakota. I can't remember her last name for some reason. I think everybody did a great job in this movie. I liked the premise. I liked how it played out, and I love the whole premise they set up about unicorns in this movie. And there's like, it's like this perfect man, da 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 da. And if you've seen the movie, of course, you'll know that the thing that's quote unquote wrong with Pedro Pascal is that he got the leg surgery or whatever to make him taller and basically crippled himself, him and his brother. That's why they're both unicorns, because they're so tall. Like, it didn't matter about the money and how nice and charming they are, blah blah blah. But that's why I love the fact that when he shows her like how short he would have been, he asks her, is he still a unicorn? And she's like, you're perfect. I just love that. I love that. It also really, like some people said, holds up like a mirror to modern day dating and how shallow people can be in the things that they want, and how you might not even realize the thing you think you want is not actually what you want, because she's so overwhelmed and taken by this rich, charming, tall, nice man, handsome. And then she realizes, she's like, yeah, but I still kind of like my guy though. I like my broke guy. He may not be perfect, but she knows him inside and out, and he knows her inside and out, which is also why I love the intro to this, or his intro into the movie, where they're sitting there and they're having dinner, and Pedro Pascal asks her what she wants to drink. And before she even says it, Chris Evans shows up with her favorite drink, which is Coke and beer. Very crazy combination. I've tried it since and asked many bars to give me this, which they probably also looked at me the same way, like, what the hell? But it's actually not bad. It's not bad at all. Good movie. There is a character in this movie who's sexually assaulted, and some people say, that doesn't fit in with, it's like a rom-com. And yes, it's a rom-com, but it's trying to show what modern dating is like. And I feel like not to say it needed it, but it is a very, very common, unfortunately, extremely common thing that happens. Date rape and sexual assault with women trying to go out and just, meet someone and have a good time. I feel like it fit in with what the movie was showing you. And the actress also did a really nice job. Okay, so her name's Zoe, and it's Dakota Johnson. I remembered that. I remembered her name. Okay. Companion. I also didn't get to see this in theaters, but I wasn't really clued into Sophie. What's her name? Sophie something. Sophie Thatcher. I remembered her name. I think this was literally the first thing I ever saw her in, and yeah, this movie just, I like it. It's a good movie. I like the premise and the setup. I didn't see any trailers or anything. My friend just randomly was like, I heard about this movie, we should watch it. Which is how I ended up watching a lot of random movies that were like not on my watch list or anything like that, because I heard nothing about this movie. I knew nothing about it. I didn't even know. I didn't know at first that, she's a robot. I didn't realize. I kind of had a feeling, but I just guarantee if you watch the trailer for this movie, it probably like spoiled something like that. Because I'm not a big fan of watching trailers for stuff, because I feel like they often tell you too much. And sometimes even when you look up a movie, it like tells you the whole plot. I'm like, what the hell? Especially now with the stupid Google AI overview of things. But yeah, it's a good little thriller. It was funny and very enjoyable. Yeah, there's not really much else to say. The twists in that movie were really nice, and how it all played out in the end. Keep forgetting. Okay. I give Materialist a 10 out of 10 because I gave it 4.5 stars on that first viewing. Don't even know why. When I watched it again, I gave it 5 stars, and then I watched the director's cut, gave 5 stars again. Companion's probably like a 7.8. To me, there's like an ocean between me giving a movie 3 stars and 3.5 stars, but then there's like a small pond between me giving 3.5 stars and 4 stars. K-pop Demon Hunters. Wait, I didn't skip one, did I? Yeah, K-pop Demon Hunters. This movie's also just fine. The main characters are all interesting. I love their styles. I'm not really the biggest fan of Rumi's ginormous ponytail, but other than that, you know, they were really nice. It was a fun little movie, seeing them all, how they click and how they work together. Very cool premise, nice songs, interesting enough story. I obviously, you know, I'm one of the people who was like, oh man, why they do Genu like that? AKA like one of the main antagonists of the film. Or kind of like the fourth main character, I guess, because he kind of walks the line for the longest, but he's mostly an antagonist, I guess. Even though at the end he comes back and he saves them and blah blah blah, or, you know, sacrifices himself to save Rumi. But yeah, pretty cool movie that they made based off those characters from Fortnite. Also, I don't know why Golden is the most popular song from this movie. I personally feel that Free is better. I love Free. Free is better. Soda Pop is more catchy. Some other. I feel like Free is probably. Obviously the song from Near the End. I can't remember what it's called. Oh, Your Idol. Your Idol is fire. That's like a good song. I can't believe none of those topped out Golden. And Golden is amazing in like the context of the movie, but it's not a song I want to listen to like on my own. It's kind of like Frozen. Like, I mean, I know nobody's gonna agree with me, but Let It Go. I love Let It Go in the soundtrack of the movie and how it fits in. But when I listen to the Frozen soundtrack, surprising amount, or Frozen 2 soundtrack a good bit too. Never once do I play Let It Go. I've played Love is an Open Door like plenty of times, or For the First Time in Forever. I like both of those songs more than I like Let It Go, at least to listen to on repeat. That's why I'm just so surprised about Golden. The F1 movie, short for Formula One. It's fine. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not huge into Formula One, but I've played enough of the Formula One game to know that Brad Pitt literally cheats in this movie. He's doing something that would literally get you like fined and banned for doing it. The way he plays, it's kind of fun to say plays in a sport like this, but the way he drives, like purposely undercutting like other drivers so that they have to like get behind him and stuff, and like purposely move slower so that, you know, the other guy his partner can go up ahead and win the race and da-da-da. It annoyed me, but for a Formula One movie, whatever. Like, I mean, how interesting can you make Formula One really? Like, it's fine. It was decent enough. Superman. I actually really like Superman. I kept something I do sometimes is when I like a movie like a lot, but I'm like, man, this is like one of those movies I'm like, man, I want to watch that again. Then I watched it again. I was like, man, what if I watched it a third time? But I didn't get to go to the theaters to watch it again. This is also something I need to add to my Blu-ray collection, because I feel like if I watch it one more time, I'm going to give it 5 stars. I don't care. I just liked everything about it. I love Superman. Mrs. Terrific was great. The little side characters were awesome. Hot Girl and Green Lantern, for their limited screen time, they were still like enjoyable. And I also like that he doesn't have like the best partners ever. He has like 2 people who don't really care in Hot Girl and Green Lantern. Like, yeah, they'll help and stuff, but for the most part of the movie, like, they're like, oh, Superman's missing? Like, and why is that our problem? Like, I mean, we're here, we're protecting the city. Like, they do not care at all. But, you know, Lois gets through to Mr. Terrific, and he actually helps them go find Superman. I liked Lois in this movie. I like their little romance. I like their like very first scene where they're just like talking in the apartment, even though, and then it gets, the interview, and he gets rage baited. He gets rage baited by Lois. I liked all of that. I liked the action sequences. Well, most of the Superman ones, but not to say the other ones didn't have cool ones. Like, I really like the very first one with the kaiju, where they all show up and they work together to take down the kaiju. I really like that, and how they work together. Superman obviously probably could have done it himself or whatever, but he spends a good bit of time saving people, saving the little girl, saving the squirrel, and I love that. I don't care what anybody says. I love that he saved the squirrel. Lex Luthor, of course, Nicholas Hoult is amazing. Everybody loves his hater energy. He's like perfect. He's just so perfect in this movie. You can just feel him like seething with anger every time he sees Superman. It's not the best looking movie in the world, but it looks good enough. I'm not one of those people who's like, I'm like the last person to be like, oh, this movie looks like garbage. Oh, da 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 da. I'm just not. It has to be like, it just depends, because I'm that's like probably the last thing I will say about a movie is that, oh, it looks bad, because there's only really one thing to me that looked like kind of and it was when he flew out of the Fortress of Solitude. No, actually, it was near the end where he spins around the circle and like zooms in on like his Superman symbol. I can't remember if that was at the, I feel like it did it at the Fortress of Solitude, actually. Maybe that, I feel like it also did it near the end of the film though too. Maybe it was both times, but that looked a little weird because I feel like when it zoomed in, it looked a little too cartoony on his outfit. Other than that though, I thought the movie was perfectly fine. It doesn't look crazy amazing or anything like something like Dune or whatever. That's the thing. I'm more likely to point out something that looks amazing rather than point out something that looks like whatever. Especially in like a superhero movie. I don't expect superhero movies to look any crazy good. Last superhero movie that wowed me with visuals was probably The Batman. Besides that, can't even think of anything right now. Literally just The Batman. Fantastic Four. Prime example of me pointing out a movie that I think, well, I'm not gonna say it looked. I like the style of the movie. I like how bright the colors were. That's honestly probably the main thing I liked. Most of these characters, to me, besides Johnny or whatever, they're just there. I think they did a perfectly fine job. The Thing is really the one who's just. I feel like he was just like whatever. Yeah, he had his own little scenes or whatever. Like they tried, but I feel like so much of the story is spent around Johnny and him wanting the Herald Silver Surfer lady, who, in my opinion, actually, this is actually me pointing out something that I think looked bad, and that's how she looks in this movie. As she's Silver, of course. I thought it looked horrible. It looked really bad, but I didn't expect it to look good. And I don't really care that it looked bad. I only said something because everybody kept talking about how good it looked. And I was like, did we watch the same movie? Like, I wouldn't go over there saying Superman looked amazing. Otherwise, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody's like, oh, it looks kind of bad. But she looks very whatever in this movie. But it was just fine. It was fine. I hated his clobbering time. The Thing did horrible on that part. Did not bring the boom with that one, unfortunately. The one in Marvel Rivals is a million times better. But yeah, it was just fine. It also wasn't very funny. Superhero movie. I mean, I feel like that's like a norm for a lot of superhero movies now. They at least have like a couple little jokes or whatever. Wasn't really anything funny in this movie. But it was fine. It wasn't bad or anything. It was perfectly fine. For ratings, I don't know what to give Superman because I want to watch it again. And the thing is, I'd probably give it 5 stars, but if I was actually rating it like with numbers, I'd probably give it like 8.5 or 9. Fantastic Four would get Fantastic Four would get a 6, F1 6, K-pop Demon Hunter 6. I feel like when I give something a 3, that's pretty much just like a hard 5 or 6. Fixed. Fixed is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. And don't ask why I watched it twice. Don't ask. It's horrible. It's I've never seen a movie so committed to animating dog balls. And I was like, I saw it pop up on Netflix. I was like, what is this? And as I watched it, I was like, this is horrible. But I could not look away. It's horrible. It's disgusting. Extremely raunchy. But it's so horrible that it's kind of funny. And also, this guy on the right, I don't know my dog breeds like that. I forgot if he was like a boxer or like a French bulldog. I can't remember. He was funny. He was actually probably the funniest one in this movie because he has mom issues and he keeps bringing them up like completely unprompted. That was funny as hell. I will give them that. Do not watch that movie. It's horrible. And yeah. Weapons. Don't ask why I watched it twice. Weapons is mid. Prime example of mid. It did have some nice shots. I liked how the story was set up. I liked how the different chapters were just following different people. I love when a story does that. I love when any story does that. When you see a story from like different perspectives, it's not just, oh, from this main person or these main two people's perspective or the main group. It's like you see the story come together from all these different perspectives. I love when any story does that. But story here is not that interesting. It's simply not that interesting. And I also think it's funny that, I mean, I know the main reason the kids are kidnapped is to, I guess, rejuvenate this old lady who is deteriorating. But it's very funny to me. She does not use them for anything else. She literally just keeps them in the basement the entire movie, even though, like, that's kind of what the whole movie's like around. Even though, like, yeah, she does take over. Like, she uses the other people as weapons. She uses the teacher, or was he like the principal? I think the principal as a weapon. But never once does she do anything with those kids. She only uses the teacher, and she uses like the parents to attack Alex, I think the kid's name was, near the end. But yeah, I will give them that. The end sequence was pretty entertaining. And the camera work, especially at the end, was also really... Well, the camera work in the movie was just good in general. It was pretty interesting how they filmed it. And also, it did have the cop and that like homeless drug addict guy. Those two were really funny. I will give them that. Everything that they did was really funny. There's more that I can say for some movies because comedy's subjective and all that, but this movie, it was funny enough. I probably would have left it at 2.5 stars, but you know, I saw it again and I was like, never mind, it's 2 stars. Honey, don't watch this movie. A joke I'm sure nobody's ever made before. I obviously saw it because Margaret Qualley, duh. But this movie just does nothing for me. It's I don't even have anything to say. It's just nothing burger. I mean, I liked how Margaret Qualley's character acted in this movie. I don't know, I just kind of like how like mean she was and like no nonsense for a lot of things. We needed more scenes of her beating people up, even though she's like a, detective or PI. Because the scene where she like beats that guy up to get information out of him, probably the most interesting in the whole movie. When she finds out like who's been murdering these people and stuff, it's not even interesting. Actually, I forgot Chris Evans is in this movie. I completely forgot Chris Evans is in this movie. He's funny. Not like super funny, but he's like okay funny. The movie's not a very funny movie. I feel like if it was a bit funnier and leaned in a bit more, a bit like that side of it, it probably would have been better. And not very interesting though. Conjuring Last Rites. I've never seen a Conjuring movie before this one, but it was okay. I prefer like serial killers. I feel like serial killers are more interesting in like horror movie stuff. I don't care about some stupid supernatural, this demon, this possessed spirit, this cursed spirit, blah blah blah. I think how creepy a person can be is a lot scarier and a lot more interesting. But that movie's fine. I don't really have anything to say about it. Yeah, I've never seen a Conjuring movie before that. I might go check out the other ones eventually. Splitsville. I saw this movie for one reason. No, I'm kidding. I saw it for two reasons. It had this actress. I'm afraid to butcher her name, Adria Arjona, or something like that. Who, I think like plenty of other people, we found out about her in Andor, the Star Wars show. I was like, who is this? And then I became a fan. I also saw her in Hitman. I liked her in Hitman. And also, Dakota Johnson's in this movie. Dakota Johnson. But this movie, it's funny. It's a decent, funny little rom-com. Honestly, a lot better than I expected because I mostly just went to go see it because of the two women in it. But both of the guys are actually really funny. They're actually the funniest part of the movie is the two guys and the stupid shenanigans they get into. I would probably like to watch the movie again with some friends and maybe see what they think. But, yeah. The thing about this movie, not to spoil, maybe somebody already knew, but it's basically about open relationships. And at first I was like, I don't know if I'm really, I don't know if that's really my speed. But it's actually very funny because, Adria Arjona, if I'm saying her name correctly, she wants to break up with her guy. And he's like, wait, what if we just open the relationship? And she basically sleeps with like so many guys. And every time he offers them, like he like pulls them into this house. It basically becomes like a communal house. And he has like every single person she's ever slept with. Like, even if it was like a one night, like he pretty much harbors them inside their house. And it's like a communal, basically, like group. And it is like the funniest thing ever because it's just like chaos in their house. And that's not all the movie's about, but like that was very funny to me that like he only does that to make her mad. He literally only is keeping all these people around to make her mad because he didn't even want to open the relationship. He's not with that. But yeah, if you dodged this movie because you were like, oh, I'm not in that polyamory type stuff or whatever they got going on, I'd say give it a chance because it was actually pretty funny. It's actually a pretty funny little movie. There is a jump scare at the end of the movie with Nicholas Braun from Succession, so be warned. Final Destination Bloodlines. Some slop. I watched Final Destination when I was like a kid or whatever, like all those movies, blah, blah, blah. I'm still scared of tanning beds, but I don't know why I would even think about going to tanning bed. Like I used to have like the biggest fear of tanning beds when I was younger, and I was like, wait, I'm black. But it's just fine. It's I don't really have anything to say about this. It's goofy. It's Final Destination. Improbable, insane things. Good little whatever. Put that stuff on. You don't even have to really pay that much attention. I watched it with a friend. It was very nice though. Can't forget any of these ratings. Weapons gets like a 4. Fixed gets 0. Well, I guess it's 1 out of 10. Actually, I don't care. Fixed gets 0. Honey Don't can also get 1. The Conjuring Last Rites. We'll say 5. 5.7. Splitsville. I would give Splitsville like a 7.9. Final Destination Bloodlines, I would give also probably a 5. Or whatever I said for The Conjuring. Demon Slayer, Demonio Slayer. I've been a fan of Demon Slayer for a good while. Not to toot my own horn, but I read the manga. So I already knew what happened in this movie. But the presentation of it, the animation, the music, the fights. I don't know if you still use the term fight choreography for animation, but It all looks amazing. This movie looks really good up until like near the end, where I think they ran out of budget. It's actually very funny because everything in this movie looked amazing. There's like one little part near the end where there's like a couple sword slashes, and you're like, that look kind of bad. That look kind of weird. Like the quality we were looking at does not match up with what I just saw. But yeah, I don't care what anybody says. Like, Demon Slayer's perfectly fine, but I never thought it was like amazing anime or manga or whatever, anything like that. I thought it was perfectly fine. Not the biggest fan of the ending, but this movie made it look a lot cooler than it did in the manga. I'll say that. It looked amazing, and I loved. I don't care if every demon has a sad backstory. I don't care. I love it. I love it. I watched that a million times. Obviously, I watched Materials a couple more times. Director's cut. All that stuff. Bought straight from the shop. The Long Walk. This was a decent little movie, which I was not expecting, but David Johnson and the other guy, cannot remember his name, do a great job. I only know David Johnson's name because I have a friend who constantly says his name because she loves him. But they did a good little job. I listened to the audiobook because I do have to do that sometimes. I'm like, oh, this movie come out, I'll just have a book. Oh, let me read the book or listen to the audiobook. The book's whatever, it's mid. I'm not gonna be like that, tear down on it because it's like one of his like first, I think his first book ever written. But it was fun. The only thing the movie did differently was took out an excruciatingly long pooping scene that was in the book, which I am grateful for. Very grateful for it, because the movie does still have some of that in it. I don't really need that. I don't really need to know that they poop. I figured. Okay, I'm sure it was hard for them, but it's fine. But yeah, they did a good job portraying the struggle of the long walk. But it's I like the ending a lot. I like the ending in the movie a bit more. Well, actually, I don't know. I kind of like them both the same. They changed the ending in the book from how it is in the movie. But I feel like, I don't know. I feel like the book's a little bit more straightforward with what happens, but I still like what they did here. But yeah, decent little movie. I only gave it 2.5 stars. Yeah, that's about valid. I'd still give Demon Slayer 10. I would give The Long Walk, I would give it 6. Until Dawn. Shit from a butt. Nothing really to say about this movie. It just used the title of the video game for no real reason. It's just goofy. It's goofy. It had some kind of like funny little stuff in it. I just used the scene where they all explode because that was probably like the funniest thing in the movie not that long ago, but it was whatever. It kind of just reminds me of like Happy Death Day, which is a movie I haven't even seen, but it's like a Groundhog Day type deal that they have going on here, where we have to figure out how to survive until dawn, which is perfectly fine. I don't even mind them using the title, but why try to compare yourself to the game? They should have made it clear that we are not related to the game in any way, but they went that route, and that's why I gave it such a low rating. Well, I probably got that rating anyway, I'm not gonna lie. One shart after another, as I affectionately refer to it. I just don't care about this movie. It's just whatever. Jason Manny does a great job. Leonardo DiCaprio is an amazing actor, but he doesn't do anything in this movie. I don't care what anybody says. He doesn't do anything. He just he doesn't give up, and we gotta go find my daughter. But he doesn't actually accomplish anything. The funniest thing he did was fall off that roof. That was actually really funny, but I don't think this movie wasn't extremely funny to me. The funniest thing was the whole Christmas Adventures Club. And Sean Penn, I think, is the guy. He was funny. The whole Christmas Adventures Club was very funny. Everything with Leonardo DiCaprio, meh. Benicio del Toro, meh. I know people love that line. Oh, a few small beers. Okay, that was kind of funny. I'll give him that. That part was kind of funny. But I don't know. Maybe I would have enjoyed it more if they just stopped screwing around with Leo, acting like he was gonna do anything, because it kept showing him, but literally nothing he was doing had any impact on anything. Like, I felt like he did like one thing, and it's like he took a sniper shot and he missed. I'm pretty sure, but I don't know. It's been a while. I have no intention of rewatching this movie. It's just whatever. Maybe if I thought some of the stuff was funnier, I would have liked it a bit more. But since like half of the movie is like Leo running around, not doing anything, it was just like whatever. I liked when Chase Infinity was on screen because like her stuff was intense and like, oh, she's finding out about her mom and da 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 da. All of that was very interesting. But when half of the movie is just Leo screwing around and it's not even funny, I'm like, how much can I give you when I only like half of the movie? Smashing Machine. The Rock. Raw and uncut. As you said, we're gonna see him raw. It was just okay. It was okay. Honestly, he was doing a pretty good job. But I mean, he's just playing a fighter, so I don't think he has that. It's not probably that hard for him to get into that role. He has like a scene where he cries in this movie, and that was probably like his weakest whatever. Like I was not feeling anything when he was crying in this movie. Everything else, he did perfectly fine. He did a good job. The one thing that killed this performance, like I was seeing Mark Kerr. I was not seeing The Rock. I was seeing Mark Kerr, which they actually do look surprisingly similar. But I was like locked in on this role, and then he cuts his hair off. And when I tell you, everybody in that theater laughed. Like, it wasn't even that many people in this theater to begin with, but we all laughed when he cut his hair because now he literally just looks like The Rock. He cuts his hair off in the movie, and that was very funny. But it was a decent little movie, nothing crazy, nothing to write home about. Enjoyable enough. What else we got? Okay, not much more. Die My Love. A movie I saw because I like Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson. Didn't really need to know anything else. I didn't know anything else. I had no idea what this movie was about. I just thought it was about like some dysfunctional couple. And in a way, that kind of is what it is about. But on the other hand, it doesn't really leave me much to say about this. It does have some actually surprisingly nice shots. But I feel like this movie probably hits a little bit better if you can either like relate to it in a way, or like maybe see some of yourself or a friend, somebody you know in it, which I did not. But you know, it's just fine. I like their stupid thing that they do, like this picture, like they like to like crawl like they're like animals or something before they like pounce on each other, and I low-key thought that was really cute. I liked when they did that. Predator Badlands. You know, I'm not no huge Alien or Predator fan, but this movie was actually really nice and I liked it. It was just a fun little adventure / journey. You got the runts of the Predator pack, banished to go die basically, even though he's like, no, I gotta bring back this like big trophy and I'll be accepted and da 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 da. But you know, he comes into his own with his little white girl partner, Elle Fanning. It was a fun little like partner movie. It was decent. I liked it. I'd watch it again. I watched it in 3D. I haven't watched a movie in 3D in forever because I wear glasses, but it actually has some cool little 3D stuff going on. You could tell they actually had plans to use this movie in 3D. Eternity. I keep saying I'm gonna rate these movies. I'm probably gonna give up. I really like this movie. I really liked it, and like I said, ocean between 3 stars and 3.5 stars, pond between 3.5 stars and 4 stars. Because I was very close to giving this movie 4 stars because it was very funny. I watched it because I love Elizabeth Olsen. It also had Miles Teller. Say that again. That guy and Whiplash guy. Very, very funny movie. and it actually had some pretty real moments and like cute stuff. Like I just loved it. In this year I really realized how much I actually really like rom-coms. I didn't think I was like a big rom-com guy until this year. Like that's when I realized I was like, wait, rom-coms are kind of peak. This picture, my favorite scene in the movie. The girls are drinking and the two guys are drinking. The guy she has to choose between, they're drinking, they're having a good time talking and all this stuff. The two girls are drinking, talking about her future and da da da. I love that scene. I love that scene. Yeah. I'd probably get that movie on Blu-ray and then watch it again and then change it to 4 stars. If I was rating these, what'd I give? I feel like I stopped a while ago. The Long Walk. Long Walk's like 5.8. Until Dawn. Until Dawn probably gets like 3 out of 10. One Battle After Another. It's probably also like 3 out of a 10. Smashing Machine. It's like a 5.7. Die My Love. Give that a 5. Predator Badlands. I would give solid 7.5. Eternity, probably 7.9. Five Nights at Freddy's. It'll be so ass. It's so this movie is so nothing. But I liked it. You know, I'm not even no #1 Five Nights at Freddy's fan. Don't ask me anything about anything. I recognize some of the characters and that's about it. Because I used to watch every single Game Theory about them until Matt Pat retired. And then I was like, you know what? No more Game Theory. So I've not been tapped in anything that's been going on FNAF since Sister Location, I think, or Security Breach, whichever one was the most recent one at the time, when he was still doing them. No, why did I say Sister Location? It was definitely Security Breach. But yeah, it's just a goofy little movie. I don't know. I just gave it 3 stars because I thought it was like kind of funny, kind of like silly. They don't play it too seriously. It's like really stupid. The one thing that pissed me off a lot was Josh Hutcherson in this movie, because his character, he's like, oh, Vanessa, what are you talking about? Like, these animatronics, they don't do this stuff that you're saying that they do. Like, bro, you literally just saw them like murder a guy in the last movie. Like, why are you acting like this is like impossible, the thing she's talking about? And he's talking to Vanessa like, you're like flooding her with all these crazy ideas. Like, bro, were you not in the last movie? Did you not see what happened? But yeah, it's just fine. Honestly, I don't even know why I gave it 3 stars. Probably just because it was like funny at the time and like the people I was seeing, it was very funny, the jokes we were making. 3-star movie experience, maybe. As for rating, it's probably a 5. It's not a very good movie. Wake Up Dead Man. This is exactly all the time where I watched it and I watched it again and I watched it one more time. I was like, yeah, this is 5 stars. I love the Knives Out movies, or yeah, as they call them now. The Benoit Blanc movies. Me personally, actually, I can't even really rank them. I like them all. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if anybody says, oh, Glass Onion's like, oh, whatever, it's too goofy or something. Da da da. I like all these movies. And at first I thought Glass Onion was my favorite, but after I rewatched the first one, Knives Out, with a friend to put her on, I actually rewatched put her on all these movies. I like them all about the same. I feel like they're all really fun little movies, and I'd watch a million movies of this. Kind of like how I said, oh, I wish we get more like movies like the Dungeons and Dragons movie. They made like a bunch of random Dungeons and Dragons movies, like self-contained adventures. I would watch that junk every single time, and I would watch a million more Benoit Blanc movies. Mario Supreme, I already talked about that movie. I don't really have anything else to say. I love that movie. I might go see it again in IMAX. But for now, that's that. Let's go to ranking these movies out of, in the list. Okay, there's just a default order to had it in. But I would definitely put Mario Supreme up there somewhere. Five Nights at Freddy's. And go down towards the bottom. Actually, maybe better if I just... Like, I couldn't figure out how to like make it go up really fast, but I think I got it now. For the most part. Because I was not about to sit here and take all that time to do that. Die My Love is definitely somewhere near the bottom. Not at the bottom. That's obviously. Definitely Hurry Up Tomorrow and Fixed will be near the very bottom. Sinners, come on up. Come on up, come on down. I wouldn't put it above Eternity. It's probably right there with Predator Badlands. I think that's perfect. Five Nights. One chart after another. Oh, wait. I lost it. Actually. Put that there. Smash Machine above that. One chart after another. Come on down. Come on down. Fixed. You're both horrible. But at least Fixed was kind of funny. Weapons. I liked it a little bit more because it had 2.5 stars. I think one battle after another had like 2.5 stars for like 2 seconds, and I changed it immediately. Oh. Okay. Keep Up Demon Hunters above F1. Fantastic Four. Oh, honey, don't. Don't let me forget about you. You're pretty garbage. The Conjuring. Come on down. Come on down. You don't belong up there. Actually, it's very mid. I don't want to put it that low. I was kind of mad I had to watch Weapon again, but I'd probably be mad if I had to watch Conjuring again too. I'm not gonna lie. I like Foundation Edition a little bit more. Actually, I probably liked it more than Die My Love too. The Long Walk. It's not even that bad. I'd definitely put it above Die My Love. And I think I'd put it above Final Destination as well. Until Dawn. Garbage. Pretty garbo. Actually, unfortunately, I have to put you lower than one battle after another because... Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fine. Splitsville, Demon Slayer, Materialists. Oh, I thought all my I thought all my 3 stars were already down there. Let's bring Materialists up. Up. And I think that's good. Demonio Slayer. Come on up. We'll put you right there. And bring these down. I think I got that all. I'll bring 5 9 down a little bit. Bring it down a little bit. There you go. Okay. Those are my rankings for the 2025 movies. I think, yeah. Mars Supreme number 1. Wake Up Dead Man number 2. I don't know. I really like Material. Like, yeah, that's how I rank them, but I like those top 3. I like them all about the same. Demon Slayer was mostly just hype moments and aura. Superman would probably get 5 stars if I watched it again. Yeah. Those are my rankings for the 2025 films. As for movies I saw in 2025, I will have to go back and do those later. This is actually taking a lot longer than I thought it would have. So even if I do go through all the films I saw in 2025, it will definitely be broken up into multiple videos. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.